Deeptika Laron is here for a look through the papers with us. Deeptika, you're starting in the US, where Joe Biden has been defending his record as president 1 year into the job. It's been a pretty disappointing start for him, it's fair to say.
That's right, and his popularity has been sinking, Sharon. The Chinese government's newspaper, the Global Times, has dedicated an article to his year as president, saying he's not a young and energetic leader and that his image is old and slow. In fact, this is quite a harsh article. They do concede that his experience has helped him overcome some challenges, but the, quote, systemic problem of U.S. democracy, which is the endless partisan struggle, has chained him from making any meaningful change.
And what are the US papers saying about him, Deeptika?
Well, the conservative National Review magazine really rips into Joe Biden. They call him an accidental president who barely campaigned for the presidency. They say the expectation was that he would be a unifying, moderating force. In fact, it's quite the opposite that is closer to the truth. The conservative magazine compares Biden to Bill Clinton, which is why you see him in this image here. Bill Clinton also suffered low popularity before he managed to turn that around while he was president. But the National Review says that while Clinton had charm and charisma, Joe Biden's problem is that he's always going to be Joe Biden, which is quite a harsh thing to say. His first year as president, perhaps neatly summed up by this cartoonist Michael Ramirez for the Las Vegas Review-Journal, a complete train wreck.
Crossing the Atlantic to the UK now, where Prince Andrew, who's been at the centre of another storm, all his social media accounts have been shut down.
That's right. He's shutting down. He's shut down Twitter and his YouTube accounts. His Facebook and Instagram ones are being deleted, according to the British tabloid The Daily Mail. The prince, of course, is facing a U.S. civil action case over sexual assault allegations and has essentially been told by the Queen to fight the case as a private citizen. 38-year-old Virginia Giuffre is suing the prince for allegedly assaulting her when she was a teenager. She claims to have been trafficked by pedophile Jeffrey Epstein to have sex with Prince Andrew when she was a minor. The prince has denied the allegations, but in recent weeks, the royal family has really moved to distance itself from the disgraced prince, removing him of his military titles and royal patronages. For the cartoonist at the Filipino paper, the Manila Times today, Prince Andrew has essentially become the ugly frog.
And here in France, Deeptika, tributes have been pouring in for the young French actor tragically killed in a skiing accident earlier
Yes,
this
that's
week.
right. That's Gaspard Ulliel. French paper Libération has actually dedicated the first 5 pages of its edition today to the acclaimed actor who gained international attention after starring as a young Hannibal Lecter and then as French fashion designer Yves Saint Laurent in the 2014 biopic. He died just a day after the trailer for Marvel's new miniseries Moon Knight dropped, in which he also had a role. Gaspard dans la nuit, Libération says on its front page in a sort of play on words headline. Peers in the paper describe him as charming, talented, cerebral, and very discreet. Le Figaro also evoking the discreet actor on its front page. They say it was a tragic end to a very private actor, someone who was even mysterious, who will be sorely missed in French cinema. He was, of course, also well known to audiences around the world as the face of Bleu de Chanel.
And a giant of the fashion world has also sadly passed away, the first black man to be creative director at Vogue.
That's right. Andre Leon Talley was a very extravagant, towering. In fact, he measured 6'7" person, and he really had a larger than life personality. From his humble beginnings, raised by his grandmother in the segregated South, he sort of catapulted to the glitzy fashion circles of Paris, cultivating friendships with Yves Saint Laurent and Karl Lagerfeld. He then climbed the ladder at Vogue to become Vogue America's first male black creative director. He did have a fractious relationship with Vogue editor Anna Wintour, and in fact, this became a selling point in his 2020 memoirs. She did pay tribute to him, calling his death an immeasurable loss.
And on a much lighter note, I believe scientists have discovered a new parasite. They're naming him after a Hollywood actor.
That's right. Scientists have discovered a new parasite. It's been dubbed tarantula bellis Jeff Daniels. It's named for the Hollywood actor Jeff Daniels. The parasites are actually microworms that are cold-blooded spider killers, much like Jeff Daniels' character in one of his films, Arachnophobia, which came out in 1990. It was a film about eight-legged human-killing spiders. The actor actually reacted jokingly by saying he was honored, and that in Hollywood you haven't really made it until you're recognized by those in the fields of parasitology.
It's quite a mouthful, that parasite, as well. I'm not sure I want to see any images or know much more about that one. Diptyque Laurent, thanks so much for joining us with the press review. And for many more press reviews, you can check out our website, france24.com.